to No Guilt, Just Growth. I'm Kristen Pomper, wife, coach, and corporate working mom of two. I help ambitious working moms stop running on empty and start building lives they're obsessed with, without the guilt or burnout. I'm on a mission to redefine what success looks like for moms, because one thing I know for sure, it's not about putting everyone else's needs above your own. If you're ready to stop surviving and start thriving, you're in the right place. Hey friend, welcome back and Happy New Year. I am so fired up to be with you today. To be completely honest, these last couple weeks in the Pomper household were just a lot. End of year life, kids out of school, routines off. We decided to list our house, so we're trying to sell that. If you're listening on YouTube, you can see that I don't have my photos in, which is why. Just real life happening. And I'll be honest, not recording, not getting to connect with you in a way that I truly love really weighed on me. But it also gave me space to live what we're talking about today, which makes this episode feel really meaningful. If you're listening to this in January and already feeling a little heavy, a little behind, a little overwhelmed by the thought of starting fresh, I just want you to know something right away. That this episode is not about fixing yourself. It's not about becoming a new version of you, new year, new me. And it's definitely not about hustling harder this year. It's about starting gently, because most working moms are starting January already tired. In fact, they're usually exhausted. And if that's you, this episode is for you. Here's what I think January actually feels like for a lot of moms, even if no one is willing to say it out loud. December was a lot, and that's an understatement. The holidays were intense, routines were off, sleep was inconsistent, work didn't really slow down the way you had hoped, kids were overstimulated, your nervous system never really got a break. And now suddenly it's January and everybody's talking about new goals, new habits, new routines, new bodies, new productivity. And you're sitting there thinking, can I just fucking breathe for a second? If part of you feels relieved the holidays are over, but another part of you feels pressure to immediately get your life together, that makes sense. You didn't enter the new year rested. You entered it depleted because of all of that magic that you made happen last month. And that matters. I want to say this clearly because so many moms silently beat themselves up for this. December doesn't just end on December 31st. It lingers with us in our bodies, in our energy, and in our nervous system. It's the month where routines fall apart, indulgence goes up, workouts slip, patience wears so thin, and emotional capacity just gets stretched. And that doesn't magically reset because the calendar flips to another year. So if you're feeling foggy or unmotivated, irritable, disconnected, behind before you even start, that doesn't mean that you're lazy. It doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean that you blew it in December. It means you're human. This is the part where I want you to gently push back on the messaging you're going to hear everywhere right now. The idea that this is the year I finally become disciplined. This is the year I fix everything. This is the year I don't mess up. That pressure is seductive and dangerous because most burnout doesn't come from lack of effort. It comes from starting every year by asking too much of ourselves too quickly. If your nervous system is already fried, intensity will not save you. It will break you. You don't need a new identity. You don't need to reinvent yourself. You don't need to prove anything. You need a gentler way to begin. I'll be honest with you, January used to be my all or nothing month. I'd come out of December feeling off, and my response was always, okay, I need to buckle down and get super serious. more rules, more structure, more pressure. And almost every single time without fail, I'd burn out, usually by February. What I've learned is this: the problem was never my motivation. It was that I skipped the recovery phase. I treated rest like a reward instead of a requirement. And I see so many working moms doing the same thing. So instead of New Year's resolutions or goals, I want to offer you something different. I want to offer you a gentle reset, not something that asks more of you, something that supports you. This is how I recommend starting the year if you want it to actually feel different than those of the past. I want you to set 3 gentle anchors for January. The first anchor is to choose one non-negotiable that gives you energy. Not 10 habits, not a full routine overhaul, just one thing you commit to, even on your hardest days. Maybe it's a daily walk or a consistent bedtime, drinking enough water, a few minutes of movement, a morning moment of quiet. This isn't about optimization, it's about stability. Anchor number 2, I want you to release one thing that drained you last year. This part matters. Ask yourself, what am I done carrying? What do I no longer have space for? Maybe it's unrealistic expectations, doing everything yourself, people pleasing, perfectionism, guilt for needing rest. Growth isn't just about adding, it's about letting go too. And then anchor number 3, I want you to decide how you'll support yourself this year. Not how you'll push yourself, not how you'll discipline yourself, how you will support yourself. And that might mean asking for help sooner, or building in recovery, lowering the bar during busy seasons. Maybe it's creating better boundaries. This is how change actually sticks. I want you to hear this. You are not starting from scratch. You are starting from experience. You didn't lose yourself in December. You rested, even if it didn't look like rest. And this year doesn't need to be loud or extreme or exhausting to be meaningful. It can be steady, it can be intentional, it can be gentle. And that kind of growth lasts. So if January already feels heavy, if you feel this pressure to get it right, to be more, to do better, if part of you is scared of repeating the same cycle, take this as permission to slow down. You don't need a new you. You need care, you need support, and breathing room inside the life you already have. If this episode resonated, I'd love to hear from you. I love getting messages from all of you. Send me a message on Instagram and tell me what part hit home. And if you want help resetting your routines, energies, and priorities without guilt or burnout, download my No Guilt Reset Guide. The link is in the show notes. I'm so glad you're here. It felt so good to hit record today and to be with you. I hope you have an incredible week. I will see you in the next episode.